Hi, if you're watching this right now, you are either a kid who might be interested in taking one of my sex ed classes, or you're a parent who is maybe interested in having your kid take one of my sex ed classes. I have my cat up here as my film director, and one of my dogs is back behind me, so they might get into this video too. So I just wanted to take some time to introduce myself. I'm Sarah. And the reason I got into sex ed is because when I was 14, when I was in 8th grade, there was something uncomfortable that happened to me in a bad situation, which was that I was sexually assaulted at school, after school one day, in the boys' locker room by somebody who was my friend. And once I heard about it happening to other people, I and another girl went to the principal, and then we went forward to the police. And most sexual assaults that happened are not actually reported or brought forth all the way to a trial, but in our case it was. And even though he was found guilty, and even though it happened on school property, the school district, the adults in our lives didn't really give us any kind of education or aftercare or help us process what we had been through. And what that looked like was that for the rest of middle school and high school, lots of rumors went around about me, about other girls in my grade, and it was hard. It was really, really hard. It showed me that even if somebody is found guilty, we're still living in, kind of swimming in a cultural toxic soup in some ways that blames women and blames people for the things that happen to them. And that even if you're the perfect victim, right? I was at school, he was found guilty. There were still a lot of, and I should add, it turns out like about 12 other girls who also experienced harm, but we were still gossiped about and lied about and blamed for what happened. The whole thing was just totally, totally unjust in so many ways. And fast forward a little bit, I got to University of Michigan for freshman year, and my first week, I started hearing about other things happening on campus that people were still blaming the victim for, right? In college campuses, during the first few weeks of school is the time that most sexual assaults happen. So that's something we'll talk about at a different time if you take classes with me, how to mitigate for that, how to prepare for that, what to know, what to expect. But for now, you should know that that's the time that the most sexual assaults happen, according to research. And it was crazy to me to hear people, at University of Michigan, which is considered globally one of the best schools, still blaming girls, still blaming victims for what they were wearing or whether they had drank alcohol or this or that. And it just showed me that the misinformation runs really deep. The sexism runs really deep. So I went to work for University of Michigan Sexual Assault Prevention and Awareness Center, and I became one of the educators there. I was a part of a program called Peer Education, but what that looked like was going and doing workshops all over campus. My sophomore year, it actually was mandated by then President Mary Sue Coleman that every single incoming U of M freshman needed to attend one of our mandatory freshman anti-sexual assault workshops, so that way people could have a general understanding of what consent is and that it's not okay to pressure people into things. So I taught workshops for several years, and I also went on to work as a front desk staff person at the Sexual Assault Prevention and Awareness Center. So I've taught workshops to close to about 2,000 people just through my time there. I also had the liberty of booking my own workshops, which was amazing. So I sought out new places to network with and places to do workshops, gynecologist offices. One time we did an anarchist music collective in Detroit. And, and onward and onward. After college, I wrote an essay as part of a national essay contest on domestic violence that was in Redbook magazine. And I won that contest. And as part of that, I was named as the state lead for this campaign to stop teen dating violence and to teach curriculum in public schools that would help high school students and middle school students learn what domestic violence looks like and learn what healthy green flags are in relationships, and then what also the red flags look like. So I've been teaching sex ed and working in this field for a long time, about 20 years now. I've also worked with kids as a youth mentor at summer camps and after school programs, as a preschool teacher. I've worked a lot with college age students and high school students on either their college essays or their college admissions essays. So I've been working with kids in a lot of different capacities for a long time. I'm also a mother. I have an 8th grade daughter, and I have 2 nieces who are in 11th and 12th grade right now here in Michigan. So I love kids. I love working with kids. Kids have trusted me to help them with their college admissions essays hundreds and hundreds of times. I've helped my students achieve their dreams in that way. And during COVID, when everything shut down and everything got really, really hard, my bio is getting really long, so I'm going to cut this short in a minute. I decided I really wanted to dive back into sex ed, and that's the way that I could really help kids. So I got trained in some new curriculums. I taught them in person and virtually over the past few years, and I'm really, really looking forward to leaning in and diving in and reaching more people with my virtual programs. So this is a little about me. Please let me know what your questions are, and I look forward to connecting with you.